Zahir-ud-Din Muhammad Babur, the founder of the Mughal Empire, a legendary conqueror. Zahir-ud-Din Muhammad Babur, the founder of the Mughal Empire, was a fearless warrior, a brilliant strategist, and a refined poet. Born in 1483 in present-day Uzbekistan, Babur was a descendant of two great conquerors, Timur on his father's side and Genghis Khan on his mother's. Despite his noble lineage, his early years were marked by struggles as he fought to retain his ancestral kingdom of Fergana. After facing repeated setbacks in Central Asia, Babur turned his ambitions toward India. In 1526, he led his forces across the Khyber Pass and defeated the much larger army of Ibrahim Lodi in the First Battle of Panipat, marking the beginning of Mughal rule in India. His use of advanced military tactics, including field artillery, gave him a decisive edge over his opponents. Babur continued to consolidate power, defeating Rajput forces led by Rana Sanga in the Battle of Khanwa, 1527, and the Afghan chieftains in the Battle of Ghagra, 1529. His rule laid the foundation for one of history's most powerful dynasties. Beyond the battlefield, Babur was a cultured and intellectual ruler. His autobiography, Baburnama, offers a vivid account of his life, detailing everything from political struggles to his love for nature and poetry. Unlike many rulers, Babur had a deep appreciation for art, gardens, and architecture, and he introduced the Persian-style Charbagh gardens to India. Unfortunately, Babur's reign in India was short-lived. He passed away in 1530 at the age of 47, leaving his empire to his son, Humayun. Despite his early death, Babur's legacy endured, as the Mughal Empire flourished for over 2 centuries, shaping Indian history and culture. From a young prince fighting for survival to an emperor who changed the course of South Asian history, Babur remains one of the most fascinating figures of the medieval world. Humayun, the struggles and triumphs of a Mughal emperor. Nasiruddin Muhammad Humayun, the son of Babur, inherited the vast Mughal Empire in 1530 after his father's death. However, his reign was marked by struggles, betrayals, and an eventual triumphant return. Early challenges and Sher Shah's rise. Humayun ascended the throne at just 23 years old. Unlike his father, he lacked military and administrative skills. His biggest challenge was the growing power of Afghan and Rajput rulers in North India. Among them, Sher Khan, later Sher Shah Suri, proved to be his most formidable rival. Initially, Humayun managed to defeat Afghan rulers in battles, but he failed to eliminate their influence completely. Meanwhile, Sher Shah, an intelligent and strategic leader, consolidated his power in Bengal. In 1539, Humayun faced a disastrous defeat at the Battle of Chalsa, where he barely escaped drowning in the Ganges. A year later, in 1540, he suffered another crushing defeat at Kannauj, forcing him into exile. Sher Shah Suri took control of Delhi, establishing the Suri dynasty. Years in exile and Persian assistance, Humayun wandered for nearly 15 years, seeking refuge in different regions. He found temporary shelter in Sindh and even attempted to regain his empire but failed. Eventually, he sought the help of the Safavid ruler of Persia, Shah Tahmasp. The Persian king provided military support, but under certain conditions, Humayun had to adopt Persian customs and convert to Shia Islam temporarily. With a Persian army at his side, Humayun marched back to India in 1555. By this time, the Suri dynasty had weakened after Sher Shah's death in 1545. Humayun capitalized on this instability and recaptured Delhi and Agra. After years of struggle, he finally reclaimed his father's throne. A tragic end. Just as Humayun had begun to re-establish Mughal rule, fate dealt him a cruel blow. In January 1556, while descending the steps of his library in the Purana Chilla in Delhi, he slipped and suffered a fatal head injury. Within days, the emperor who had struggled so hard to regain his empire passed away. His untimely death left the Mughal Empire in the hands of his young son, Akbar, who would go on to become one of the greatest rulers in Indian history. Legacy of Humayun. Though often remembered for his defeats, Humayun played a crucial role in Mughal history. His return from exile marked the revival of the Mughal Empire, and his Persian influence shaped Mughal architecture and administration. His tomb in Delhi, built by his widow Hamida Banu Begum, stands as a masterpiece of Mughal architecture and later inspired the Taj Mahal. story remains one of struggles, perseverance, and a legacy that shaped Indian history. Jalal-ud-Din Muhammad Akbar, known as Akbar the Great, was the third and most influential ruler of the Mughal Empire. Born in 1542, he ascended the throne at just 13 after his father, Humayun, passed away. Despite his young age, Akbar would go on to become one of the greatest rulers in Indian history, known for his military conquests, administrative genius, and progressive policies. The Warrior King. Akbar inherited a fragile empire, but with his unmatched military skills, he expanded Mughal rule across the Indian subcontinent. He crushed his enemies using advanced warfare strategies, a well-organized cavalry, and diplomacy. His victories in the Second Battle of Panipat, 1556, against Hemu, the Battle of Haldihati, 1576, against Maharana Pratap, and the annexation of Gujarat, Bengal, and Kashmir solidified Mughal dominance. A leader beyond religion. Unlike many rulers of his time, Akbar believed in religious tolerance and unity. He abolished the jizya tax on non-Muslims and engaged in discussions with scholars from all faiths, including Hindus, Jains, Sikhs, and Christians. He even established a new syncretic faith called Din-e-Ilahi, aimed at promoting harmony among religions. Revolutionizing governance. Akbar's administrative reforms laid the foundation for a strong empire. He introduced the Mansabdari system, which ranked officials based on merit rather than birthright, and the Zabt system, a standardized revenue collection method. His policies ensured that the empire was governed efficiently, making it one of the most prosperous eras in Indian history. A patron of art and culture, Akbar's court was a hub of art, music, and literature. He commissioned the creation of the Akbarnama, a detailed account of his reign, and built architectural marvels like Fatehpur Sikri and the Buland Darwaza. He was also a great patron of the famous Navaratnas, 9 extraordinary talents, including Birbal, Townsend, and Abul Fazl. Legacy of a legend. Akbar passed away in 1605, but his legacy remains unparalleled. His policies of religious tolerance, governance, and military expansion shaped the future of the Mughal Empire and India itself. More than just a conqueror, Akbar was a visionary who transformed an empire into a symbol of unity and cultural brilliance.